Hey, how's it going, guys? Alright, so here we have the SD Sangoku Soketsuden Sima Destiny Gundam. So it's a bit of a tongue twister of a name there for me, but here is the completed kit, and it is, as usual when it comes to SD kits, it's not quite as impressive as it is on the box art or the promotional images of when it's fully painted. It's just straight out of the box. It is going to be missing a lot of colors on there, a lot of detail and everything. Well, I guess the molded detail is there. And it actually really has a lot of it. So for a kit that does have a lot of detail here, missing a lot of little color apps and everything that helps you differentiate those details is going to be a little bit disappointing. So it's definitely going to be a kit that you're going to want to put some paint on it, at least to paint in some of the details that are missing. Definitely gold, I think, is going to be the color that you're going to want the most of, especially just bring out a lot of the gold details that are missing on it. But I think the big draw of these Sangoku kits especially is just the design of them, and it is really an interesting design. So if that's what you're in for, then I think you are going to definitely like this kit. So we'll get into all of that, and as always, guys, a big thank you to SA Gundam Store for sponsoring this review. If you want to check out this kit or any of the kits in the line or everything else there on their site, the link to SA Gundam Store will be down below, and you can save 10% off everything there using the coupon code ZakuAurelius10, so check that out. Alright, now let's get into it. Alright, now as for this kit's main accessory here, it's the Engoku Masho, which is this giant claw weapon. Now the thumb will move on a ball joint around a little bit like that, and then the fingers is basically separated into two halves. So the first two and the second two fingers are joined together. So you got a little bit of movement here for the fingers for that. Not really a whole lot though for that. And then the whole hand bit is on a ball joint there connected to the back half of the hand, which has a clear red part in there, which is pretty nice, so you can't really see it all that well set inside the black plastic. But also just point out here in the manual that it's supposed to have a lot more red going on all throughout, like the whole thing, whereas the real thing just has a little bit of that clear red in there like that. So you will also notice all these hard points, which don't really seem to serve any purpose, but those are on there if you were wanting to use those. I guess you do have more of the clear red showing through here on the top as well, which is pretty nice looking, but when not in use, this is actually meant to be plugged on here to the backpack. I just didn't have it on there before, because once this is on here, the kit can't stand up on its own. You need an action base. Otherwise, the thing is just too back heavy with this all going on there on the back. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't include an action base. I really wish that this would have included one of those just really simple, small little action bases. That seems like it really would have been a big help for this kit. So it's a shame that that wasn't included for, you know, a couple hundred extra yen added onto the price tag. I think would have made that worth it. But another accessory you could count for this kit would be the shield over here. So the Destiny's shield, in this case, is also known as the device. And once again, if we take a look at the menu, you can see it's supposed to have some black, red, and yellow on it. It's just all molded in one color, so it's definitely going to take a little bit of painting. But this also holds the Eclipse memory, which is this clear part here in the back. You can take that out, and then this is used to plug into his forehead. So if you notice here, there's a little slot in the middle of that red part, and that's where this is going to plug into there, like so. Fits firmly enough, and you're actually supposed to swap the eyes as well, so let's just talk about that. Like with most SD kits, you have different eye options, so you've just got the normal SD cutesy eyes. But if we pop off the top of his head here, we can turn that part around. This part is just in clear red, by the way, but you turn that around here to these angry eyes. There on the other side, pop the top of the head back on there, and there you go. That is going to be his angry form, and then you can use the claw, of course, on the hand and do his super cool attacks and all of that. But I just want to talk about the stickers too while we're here. So aside from the eyes, and then behind the memory there, you also have a sticker there, a green sticker there for the camera, as it were, on the front of the head. You also got some gold stickers here on the shoulders, just one on the front and back, and then one on the top as well, so 3 on each shoulder. And that is pretty much it. But once again, if we look here at the menu, you can see there's supposed to be a lot more gold trim going around on the top of the head here, and then on the sides of the head, these bits kind of hanging down off the side of the head here have gold trim on them. Down here on the front skirt, you have some gold trim around the bottom and the sides of that front skirt parts, nothing there. And so as I mentioned before, you'll definitely want to get some gold paint to fill in all the different gold trim details around on this that are missing, aside from other different color apps, but just in general, there's a lot of color apps missing from this. Now, there's some nice details though. I like the clear red set inside the head here, so once you get some paint on the inside of there, so that is actually able to show a little bit better, that clear red in these parts of the head is going to look pretty cool. The clear red parts here for the wings are also really nicely detailed. That's just 2 parts that will move separately like that. They're just connected onto the backpack via this ball joint there, as you can see. Clear bits here on the side of the shoulder are also pretty cool. Obviously this side we have this kind of clear cape effect part, sort of similar to the wing Fenicia Renashita that had that in clear pink. This time it's just in this kind of smoke clear, obviously, but it's kind of cool effect. the side skirts as they were, which are actually connected onto the side of the leg. You also got some smoke clear there for those parts as well. So I mean, all the parts look really cool, and especially the clear parts that are a part of this kit. So definitely just some painting along with those will look really nice. As far as the gold parts, those also look pretty nice. As we saw in the unboxing, they're not only in molded gold, but they've also got some high gloss on them, so they're really shiny and glossy. And back here on the back as well, that back skirt and the part here on the back of the head look really cool in that high gloss. But black and the blue and the gray plastic just straight out of the box are not going to be very glossy. They're not really super matte though either. They're just kind of just normal satin, I guess, as you would call it. So the contrast is kind of nice. I like the contrast of the high gloss and the non-high gloss. But if you wanted it all super glossy, you're definitely going to want to get some gloss top coat for this as well. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the articulation while we're here. Now, as for the head, it won't really be able to go up and down too much at all. You can see you get a little bit forward and back, but just because you got this part here coming off the back of the head, the helmet, I suppose, that kind of gets in the way. And then in the front, you got these parts hanging down that also kind of get in the way. So head articulation is not going to be all that much. You're also not really going to be able to rotate it very much either, just because of the helmet getting in the way, crashing against these backpack parts. If you took off the backpack, you could at least rotate the head a little bit more, get it back a little bit more. But as it is, just because of the shape of the helmet on this thing, you're not really going to be able to do a whole lot with the head there, unfortunately. At the shoulders, you've got a little bit of front and back movement like that. You can rotate that up. You can lift up this clear part there on the side of the arm, and then get the arms up to about 90 degrees out to the side like so. You don't have any elbow bend, that's just all one kind of part there, but you just got the arm connected at a ball joint there at the top, so you can move that around. You can rotate that, of course. Hand as well, just on a ball joint, so you can move that around. We only have this one option for the hands, just these holding hands like that. So if you wanted some other different expression or a closed fist or something, I think you could probably use just the option hands, just the small size of the option hands. They look a little bit different in terms of the detail, but they should fit in there pretty well. At the midsection, we have a pretty good forward and back bend there. Forward, you can't really go too much just because of this front skirt there, but you can go back really far, like that, where it looks a little bit odd even, but that section does move around pretty well, and of course you can rotate that here at the hips as well. This front skirt is actually connected on via a ball joint, which is kind of interesting, so that just moves around. You could sort of rotate that, I guess, if you wanted, so that moves pretty well, however you might need it to move anyway. And then the side skirts, as I mentioned, this bit is actually plugged onto the side of the sort of top of the leg there, so these are just on a ball joint there as well. The back skirt is fixed and that doesn't move at all, but while we're here, we'll just take a look at the legs before I cover them back up with these big side skirt parts. You do have a bend at the knee a little bit there like that, and then of course you can move the whole leg forward and back. You can get the legs out to the side pretty well, but I have a feeling once these side skirts are back on there, that's going to be kind of blocking that a little bit. So yeah, once those are actually attached, you're not going to be able to get the legs out too much wider than something like that, which is not too bad. I mean, it's SD legs, they're tiny anyway, so you don't really need a whole lot to work with there. The front little ankle armor there on that could also move a little bit. That's just connected via a small little ball joint as well, so that moves around a little bit. The foot itself also just on a ball joint there as well, so you can move that around and point that down pretty far, which is pretty good. The feet being all clear red, I'm not really into it. I kind of wish that they would have had that, maybe just 2 parts. I know you can't ask for a whole lot with an SD kit, but 2 separate parts, that would have looked pretty cool. But of course, once again, you're just going to need to paint some stuff on this. So I guess really the only big negatives I could point out about this kit is just the color accuracy and then a few points of articulation. But I think if you're the kind of person who builds a lot of SD kits, then that's probably not going to come as a surprise to anyone. I just want to make sure to point those out for anyone who's maybe doesn't build a lot of SD kits, and just so you know what you're getting yourself into. So while these kits definitely look cool even just straight out of the box, they're not really going to look their absolute best unless you're willing to put in a good amount of time on doing all the painting on them, and there's a good amount of painting to be done. And so while even for me this particular line isn't really super appealing, just because it's not the kind of thing that I'm really typically into, SDs in general I'm not really so into, and especially the Sangoku ones. As I always say, every now and then it's always nice to try something new, something different, so I had an enjoyable time just putting this kit together and testing it out, and I'm looking forward to doing some kit bashing with it as I talked about in the unboxing. That'll be a fun project to work on in the future. I'm looking forward to that. But I'm interested to know, what are your guys' thoughts on the line? I'm sure there's probably a lot of very different opinions on this. So a lot of you guys are probably either really super into these kits or just super not into them. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. If there's any in the line that you would particularly recommend me to check out later on in the future, leave that down in the comment section below. Possibly I'll consider that and maybe check out one or two more maybe later on. But in the meantime, hopefully this review was helpful for anyone who was maybe a little bit curious about this line in general. Hopefully this should give you a better idea of what to expect from this type of kit. So once again, thank you to USA Gundam Store for their support. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye bye.